Every single payday, a chunk of your hard-earned money just vanishes. It's gone before the paycheck even reaches your hands. You buy a simple cup of coffee. Congratulations, that's taxed too. You earn a salary, a piece is taken instantly. You die. And somehow they still tax that. Every year, we hand over trillions to the government, and most of us have no idea where it all goes. So today, let's finally fix that. Taxes explained. Let's start at the very beginning. What even is a tax? It's money the government takes directly from you. It isn't a donation and it isn't optional. It is the law. In exchange, it pays for things you could never buy alone. Nobody wants to personally fund a road, so who actually pays for it? Think of a whole neighborhood that shares one street. Picture a street with 10 houses side by side. Every house wants a smooth road, but nobody wants to pay the bill. So each house just chips in a small amount. Now multiply that one street by an entire country, and that, in one idea, is basically what tax is. But here's the catch. You don't pay just one tax. You pay dozens of them, usually without even noticing. The biggest one is income tax, taken straight from what you earn. Every paycheck, a slice is carved off the top, and the more you earn, the bigger that slice gets. Then there's sales tax, added to almost everything you buy, so you're taxed to earn the money, and then taxed again to spend it. Own a home? That's property tax every single year, even after the house is completely paid off. Companies pay too, corporate tax on their profits, and then a whole swarm of smaller hidden taxes, fuel, flights, alcohol, imports, all quietly taxed. By the end, tax touches almost everything you do. Now let's bust the single biggest myth about how taxes really work. People believe that earning more can somehow leave you with less. They think a raise pushes them into a bracket that eats it all. That is completely and totally false. And here's exactly why. Picture your income as water filling a row of buckets. The first bucket is only ever taxed at a low rate. Only the money that spills over flows into the next. And just that overflow gets taxed at the higher rate. Everything below the line keeps its original low rate, so a raise always leaves you with more money. Always. It's mathematically impossible for a raise to hurt you. So where do all of those trillions actually end up? Mostly they pour into 3 enormous buckets. 1 is healthcare for the elderly and the sick. 2 is pensions and social security for retirees. 3 is defense, funding the entire military. After that comes schools, roads, and police, and then something that genuinely surprises most people: interest. Yes, governments borrow enormous amounts of money too, and they pay that interest back with your tax money. But now we reach the truly uncomfortable part. The entire system is built to tax income, the money you earned from working. The trouble is, the very rich don't really live on income. They own assets, stocks, companies, and property, and assets are taxed far less and often much later. That's exactly how a billionaire can end up paying less than a schoolteacher. It isn't a glitch, it's how the rules were written. So why not just refuse to pay at all? Try that, and the consequences get very serious, very fast. And more importantly, without taxes, the whole thing would grind to a halt. No roads, no schools, no hospitals, no order. The messy truth is that tax is simply the price of a working society. So the real question was never, should we pay? It's, who should pay, and exactly how much? And that question quietly decides every election. But now, at last, you actually understand how the whole game works. And that is taxes explained.